West Fenimore Street.
Good morning. It is Wednesday, January 3rd, 2024. I am headed to and pulling up to the third call of the day on my schedule. The first couple calls I didn't really feel like recording. I kind of wanted to focus on the job. One of them was a furnace, which I am not the biggest fan of, and the other was an RTU. The furnace was a bad rollout switch. The RTU is a gas valve that I'm going to have to return with the part. If the owners of the building approve, the super has to speak with them first. I dealt with the super. But this job that I'm pulling up on now, I am going to be early for, so I do have to wait a few minutes. The homeowner said that they can meet me early. It's a water heater leaking, or at least that's what it's dispatched out as. I feel like a lot of the times these water heaters are leaking because the TMP relief valve is bad, or it's like plugged up with a ton of debris and stuff because the tank's never been flushed or the anode rod's never been replaced. But we'll see what happens. Last call that I was at that was dispatched out as water heater leaking, it was just a no hot water. Yeah, so hopefully something good. Okay, so gas steam boiler, no manufacture date, being used for hydronic. Expansion tank is full. Pressure relief valve is leaking water. Yeah, the heat is coming up.
It's coming on now?
So the heat works. It's just a matter of that leak.
So you think?
Yeah.
You think I should avoid this house with this? What's your suggestion?
Listen, a house is a house. They're
I know.
expensive regardless.
I know, honestly, before we close it, I was having problem
But-
because normally when we go to other houses that I've looked at, it's not as
Yeah.
messy. It looks messy,
Yeah.
you know. But then
I do heating for a living.
right.
If I walked into a house and I saw this, I would just ask for money off because I could put in a new boiler myself.
Right.
But as a homeowner, I couldn't tell you whether or not you should have bought the house. I mean, you can
I don't want problems.
you can replace the boiler. The boiler's a replaceable
Right,
thing,
right.
and when you replace the boiler, you add value to the house.
Of course.
And it's a non-taxable job
Yeah.
too.
Yeah. Just 1 second.
Sure.
Hello?
So, not sure how. I guess this is how we're controlling temperature. Set for 120 degrees. It's too far from the flame to control it by. And I can't see. Yeah, there is no flame right now. We have solder holding in our thermocouple together.
Maybe by the end of the week, on Friday.
Fried steam controls with some wiring still going to and from. It's a very, very odd setup. We got our sight glass.
The thing is, I just don't want leak.
So I'm home now. I was just reviewing the footage before I posted it, and what was running through my head was that I think at some point the original homeowners wanted to convert the system over to gas because they had oil. They just had the oil tank removed and the stainless steel chimney liner put in right before the homeowner bought the house. We don't know when the boiler itself was put in. I'd imagine it was somewhat recently. But I think that whatever contractor installed it pulled out the oil boiler, grabbed a used steam boiler that maybe they took out to replace with the hydronic, put that steam boiler in, and hooked that up for a hydronic system. I wasn't sure if the relief valve was the only leak. The amount of water coming out of the relief valve didn't justify the amount of water that was on the floor. It looked like more water was coming out on like the side of the boiler, but it was hard to tell because we had water running down from the relief valve. The water heater temperature and pressure relief valve was also leaking, which I told him we'll just throw a new one on as part of the boiler replacement. But he was very adamant that he did not want to spend more than X amount of dollars on it. And it was very close to the X amount of dollars that Mike had given to me. That would be the cost of the job for the homeowner, not for us. But after talking with him for a while, we were able to meet somewhere more towards the homeowner's preference, which is going to come to probably not as fancy of an install as we would normally do, like just get in the bone basics, make it nice and serviceable, and get them up and running with a reliable system, rather than have this super nice boiler all laid out, super easy to service. But I guess we'll see what happens when we install it. We're going to be putting in a Weil McLean CGA, which is the boiler that I will also be putting in tomorrow's video. But I'm excited to do it, because this is like the first absolute like mess of a system that I've walked in on, like not just because it's the system falling apart, but just because like it's an improper installation. They have 2 draft diverters for their venting. There's just a bunch of stuff going on that I know I didn't point out in the video. So I'm excited to gut it all and start from scratch with a new boiler and pipe it in the way that it should be piped. And yeah. Okay, so I did sell that boiler job. I took a deposit. So we'll be doing that early next week on Tuesday. Tomorrow I have a boiler install. Friday I have a tankless water heater install. But I'm headed home now. It's 2:11. Mike took Peter and I to Mocha, and he bought us lunch, which was nice. Mocha's a sushi place, like Asian fusion place, but it was good. But yeah, that's it. No calls on the schedule. Mike said, you got a boiler tomorrow, go home. So hopefully you enjoyed watching. Yeah, there's not really much to comment on as far as advice and criticism, because I didn't really show you anything, but at least you get to see really badly installed steam boiler that's used for hydronic. Thanks for watching. Subscribe.